And that was Nelson Mandela's fault.
Mm-hmm. No, not really Nelson Mandela specifically.
No, I'm blaming him. I don't care if it's his fault or not.
I actually think that was and I'm not. I can't
blame
really.
CERN.
I can't. Yeah, I was gonna say the Super Hadron Collider in CERN. That was the day that they
that's
actually
the day
turned
that
it on.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our next topic, which is the Mandela Effect.
Sweet.
Which, honestly, I don't know if anybody. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people who listen to this show know what that is, but I'm going to give you the definition.
Yeah, we're going to give you the textbook definition.
Textbook definition, and then we'll discuss some of, not all, of the Mandela Effect.
Of which there is a bunch.
There are.
Yes.
Collective memory is crazy.
Yeah, it's the Mandela Effect is an unusual phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it occurred. Conspiracy theorists,
that's us.
That's us, yeah. Believe this is proof of an alternate universe.
Yes.
While many doctors use it as an illustration of how imperfect memory can be sometimes. Now, the reason it was called the Mandela Effect is because initially people heard about Nelson Mandela being in prison.
Mm-hmm.
People heard and saw the funeral procession of Nelson Mandela after he died while in prison.
Yep. My grandmother, this is how I know how messed up this is. So my grandmother, I asked her about Mandela Effect one time.
Sure.
And I said, it's this commonly held belief that Nelson Mandela died in prison. She goes, he did.
No.
I remember when it happened. And I was like,
yeah, I remember.
He didn't die in prison.
Yeah,
he died in 2011.
That,
she goes,
yeah.
No, he didn't. And
yes,
I mean,
she
full on had.
She pulled up. You pulled up the article for her, didn't you?
She had full on meltdown. She was like, "No, he died. Like he died in like the 80s or something." And I was like, "Nope, very much alive." Or 98 or whatever it's supposed to be, 2008 or something.
I remember being a kid, and one of my favorite books was the Berenstain Bears.
Yep,
the Berenstain Bears.
Yep. Berenstain
okay?
Bears.
I don't even remember how it was spelled. Stein or Ien.
Yes.
But that's not how it is. It's actually Berenstain, and the family vehemently denies that it was ever Berenstein. It was always Berenstain. And the family itself is Berenstain, not Berenstein. Or Stein, or whatever, however you wanted to pronounce it back then.
Which I had all of those books growing up, and you know what I can't find now?
Those books.
Well, I had it, but the ones that changed, like quite literally, like,
yes.
I look at it and go, like, that's not what I remember.
And
absolutely.
The reason this is bizarre to me, especially the Berenstain Bears one's the one that hit me really, really hard. Mm-hmm. That was the first book I ever memorized.
Yeah.
Because my mother would read me those stories. Yeah, that's right. My mom would read me those stories, and she'd tuck me in at night. She'd read me the story. And I always had a favorite book. And she always read me that story. And then one night, she comes into my room to check on me. Because apparently, I think I was 2 years old, maybe 3 years old. And I'm staring at the book, and I'm flipping through the pages, and I'm reading it out loud. And she asks, she's like, "Are you reading that book?" And she takes it away from me. And I just kept telling her verbatim what was in the book. I had heard it so many times that I'd memorized it. So Berenstain Bears is like really big deal for me. So that one shook me when I saw that. I was like, no, it's Stein. Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another one that I actually didn't know about. I'm on a website called it's actually goodhousekeeping.com, but it's 40 what is it? 40 Mandela effect examples that will blow your mind.
Perfect.
You guys like peanut butter at all?
Yes. Jif?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not Jiffy. Most people remember it as Jiffy.
Jiffy peanut butter.
I remember Jiffy peanut butter.
It's never been Jiffy. It has, according to this, it says people swear there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're combining Jif with its competitor Skippy, which I've never even heard of.
I heard of Skippy peanut butter.
I haven't.
That was we always got Jif peanut butter, and then for the longest time I hated crunchy peanut butter, and then I started getting crunchy peanut butter. I was like, oh my god, I get it now.
Cartoons? You like cartoons?
Love cartoons.
Looney Tunes.
Oh, this is another one that freaking messed me up, and I hate it.
Chris, remember. Or Topher, remember.
Yeah.
How do you spell Looney Tunes? Just remember from your childhood. Remember from your childhood.
I honestly can't remember.
Okay. So
Like T-U-N-E,
Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Tunes.
It is actually Looneytunes, not Toons.
Right.
Apparently, makes almost zero sense, but yes, the cartoon was spelled as Tunes. That one right there. Here it is. The Berenstein Bears didn't exist.
Yeah.
Berenstein is what you and I and you remember.
Right.
Yes.
It is actually Berenstein.
Because we're anchored in the original timeline.
Right, exactly. Well, I don't even know if we're... Well, I guess we would be...
Well, I honestly God think that's why the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket.
Absolutely. Let's see.
I have a theory that revolves around this that people had talked about. Like after we get through these, like
Yes.
it's hilarious.
So, how many people actually remember Curious George hanging from a tree?
Yes.
With his tail?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Bullshit.
No, he never had a tail. Curious George never had a tail.
Hang on.
Let's see. What's next? Okay.
But no, so the you not only got that, but there was one. Let me see if I remember one. That we got the Shazam movie. Mm-hmm. Like whether or not Sinbad actually starred in his own.
Yeah. No,
his
I
own
remember
movie.
that one, and he
Yeah.
did. He did star in a movie about a rapping genie. I believe. Oh, that's neat.
No, like he vehemently denies it ever happening, and nobody can ever come up with proof. They with Cracked, or it was either Cracked or College Humor. Mm-hmm. They came out and went and made a parody of it since everybody like every interview revolved around that, like it was brought up, every little thing that whatever, like that was always, and he was irritated, so they finally put together like something that, and you can tell it was fake because they aged it, but he looks old.
There's a brother. There's a comedy duo of twin brothers, and that one of their comedy sketches, they're talking about how Michael Jordan sold Space Jam to Charles Barkley, and I don't find them funny, but that's just me. Anyway, they're talking about how he called, Mike called Charles Barkley, and then Shaq. Oh no, Sinbad. Never mind. I'm thinking Shaq. Never mind. My bad. Rewind. Sorry. New universe. Go. Febreze. Sorry.
Conjuring a new universe to cover up a fuck up. It's the best ever. Sorry, that bomb at YouTube kissed my ass. I don't care. It was great.
Febreze. Spell Febreze.
Febreze, isn't it? Or is it EEZ? Yeah, BREEZE.
You might use the stuff every day, but be honest, you thought it was Febreeze, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. See, I don't remember it being either one.
It's FREB. It's actually FE.
Febreze.
It's FEBREZE. It's not Febreze. It's Febreze.
Febreze. Febreze. What was the one that got me?
Oscar Mayer Wiener. Spell the
MEYER.
My baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name. It's
MEYER.
MAYER.
It's MAYER. Yep. One of the most
Me.
one of the most confounding of all. There's an A in Mayer. John Oscar Mayer. Sorry. Honest to goodness, we thought it was Meyer. Meyer. And that's how the song used to go. Mm-hmm. There's a baloney, or my baloney has a first name.
Oh,
It's
so
OSCAR.
I'm anchored to the original timeline.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Everybody
Well, we were agreeing, but like, no, that's when you went ME, and we were like, nope, it's MA.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's one that it doesn't really matter, honestly, because nobody pays attention to how your shoe is spelled. Skechers. Like I don't know if anybody wears Skechers, but
Skechers it was SKETCHERS.
that is what people remember.
Yeah.
Less sketchy than most.
Yeah.
People have been befuddled to see that there's no T in Skechers. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a T ever being in Skechers, but I don't remember there
Skechers.
not ever being a T in Skechers. So I never literally never
Paid attention.
New universe,
New
go.
Universe, go. Fruit Loops, spell it.
It's fruit. FRUIT. Right?
Spell loops.
LOOPS. Loops.
Right. Okay. FROOTLOOPS.
Was that actually how it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, because there's
A black screen?
yeah. New Universe, go.
Universe, go.
No, it's because they did it that way because here.
Then how do
I
they
don't
have
know
an
if you
image
can
of Fruit
see
Loops
that.
with the UIT?
I don't know.
Photoshop.
I don't believe you.
Well, look. Here.
I actually think some of these companies went through branding.
And like rebranded and then
Well,
like deleted
you
everything
can-
off
yep.
the
You can
internet.
tell the Curious George with the tail is
It's
photoshopped.
photoshopped, yeah.
But
Didn't he have a hat too?
no,
No,
that
that
was
was
the
Mr.
man
Hat.
with the yellow hat.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah, that's
Look,
but didn't he have a hat?
Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, no, see, that's ugh.
Yeah.
That one makes me mad.
And it's still written
Okay,
the same
so-
way.
All right.
Here's another one.
King Henry the 13th turkey leg. What?
I don't.
Oh, that's a picture, like whether he's standing in his picture with holding a turkey leg
Mm-hmm.
or not.
Monopoly Man and his monocle. Do you guys remember the
Yeah,
Monopoly
he had a
Man?
monocle.
Okay.
He 100% had a monocle. I don't care. I know
I
the
know they
Mandela
say they
Effect says
don't.
that he doesn't, but he absolutely had a monocle.
Yeah, I absolutely remember
You know
that.
what? You don't want to know how I know this? Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Go back and watch Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, when he literally picks up that bald guy, throws him over his shoulder, and takes his monocle and goes, "It's like, do not pass go, do not collect." He's literally mimicking the monocle.
Yeah. But it was apparently
It's on TV. It's true.
plant And that's how Chris met his French model. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Anyway, Planters Peanut Company mascot has the monocle, according to this.
Yes, he does.
And a top hat and cane.
A top hat and cane.
And a snazzy bow tie.
Yes. No, that was Mr. Twinkie. That was Twink.
Are you ready to just be done with this universe altogether?
Yeah, the black stripe on Pikachu.
Yep.
Yeah, done.
There is a black stripe on the tip of Pikachu's tail.
That is correct.
And they're telling me that there is not. It is
That is also
straight
correct.
yellow.
That is not correct.
The funny thing is you get upset about that one. The lion shall lay down with the lamb.
What?
Yeah, lion shall lay down with
Yeah, that's not in the Bible.
Oh.
I've read the Book of Revelation probably over 50 times. It's absolutely
No,
in
like
there.
and it was John something where it was talked about like
Oh yeah, the end of John. Right.
Yeah. It's not in. It's not that. It's not worded that way. It's not doesn't say anything like that. I went through all of when I found that one out. I went through all of my Bibles. I went through all of my stuff.
Well, it's just like the God helps those who help themselves.
Do you guys know what a cornucopia is?
yes.
Okay. I did not until just now.
Yeah, it's the Fruit of the Loom logo. That's a cornucopia.
No, a cornucopia is the thing that the fruit is in.
Yes.
Yeah, the basket.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
basket. Yeah, that apparently, according to this, never existed in the Fruit of the Loom logo.
The bull crap. No, that I didn't know about that one. That's crap. No, there was always a cornucopia there.
Yep.
Yes.
It used to have a cornucopia behind the fruit, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Nope.
And then they
Not
changed the
according to this.
logo like very shortly before Michael Jordan started doing that, because he did Fruit of the Looms for a while. So before he became their sponsor in like the 90s, they had changed the logo. I remember that because it was like the grapes and the
Yeah, once they
oranges
become
and
like
stuff.
personified, like actual people, like
Yeah.
anthropomorphized.
Mm-hmm.
No, I quit. I don't live on this planet anymore. Cornucopia's gone. I'm done.
No, but I was thinking like when they changed the Bible, like when that like the whole passages like I learned in Bible study and all of this other stuff, like Matt
Well,
was,
here's a fun one I was taught in church. This was actually part of our standards, right? You're supposed to be clean shaven.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to be clean. So the Bible tells you to be clean shaven.
Okay.
It's just not in there.
No.
There's 0 passages regarding a clean shaven face. Now priests were regarded as having been clean shaven, but they were clean shaven, and they were also not supposed to wear any garment that exposed their mid thigh. So their man dresses they had to wear down to their ankles.
Okay, I got a new one for you.
Go ahead.
One. Flintstones.
what about the Flintstone?
Flintstone.
Yeah, it is actually spelled Flintstones.
Yeah, that one.
I remember it being the Flintstone.
See, that one I don't remember being Flintstones. I remember it being Flint. I always
okay.
remember it being
I'm gonna show it to you. I would show
Let's
it
see
to
it.
you
Let's
guys,
show.
but it's not gonna come out looking like anything. It looks wrong with that T.
It does actually look a little weird. I remember it being Flintstones because the T stood out to me. The 2 T's stood out to me on the Flintstones vitamins. I used to take the Flintstones vitamins when I was a kid, and that's I remember the 2 T's being on there. That's how I always knew when I looked at it. Because this is before I could spell. I would sneak up in the cabinet at my grandma's house, and I'd eat just like candy.
Yeah, because they were like cherry and
Yeah, cherry and grape and lime, and they were so good. Don't do drugs, kids. Just chew on multivitamins.
You guys, you're
It
kind
don't
of an
work, though.
artist, aren't you, Chris?
I enjoy an artistic endeavor every now and then. Sure.
What about you, Topher?
in the past.
Okay, so you both understand color,
Yes.
correct? Okay, chartreuse. What color is chartreuse?
It's like a peachy color. Pretty sure. Isn't it? Like, no, I don't think of champagne, not chartreuse. It's like a green.
like a greenish.
Yeah.
Like
It's actually a greenish.
It is actually green.
Yeah, it is actually a greenish color.
Okay. What was the perceived?
purplish. I think. Or like a
Most
mauve.
people recall chartreuse as a magenta pink color.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Only because I literally have been
But I don't
dealing
think
with
I
color
don't- I don't
wheels
think I
like not
knew
too
it.
long ago.
In fairness,
Life is like a box of chocolates.
yes. You never know what you're going to get.
Is not what Forrest Gump actually said. If you listen closely, he said, life was like a box of chocolates.
Okay, that one's finicky.
Yeah.
I don't even like that. That one's not that's not Mandela. That's just finicky.
Right. What about the fact that James Earl Jones agrees that he says, Luke, I am your father.
Huh.
Even the voice of Vader says, he said, Luke, I am your father.
Mirror, mirror.
No copy
on
of Star
the
Wars.
wall.
Just real quick, no copy of Star Wars that I own, and I have the 77 VHS. I have the remake.
None of them say Luke, I am
None
your
of them
father.
say Luke, I am your father.
Right, but
And the book never said it either.
In fairness, James Earl Jones may have actually said that during a take
That's fair.
of that
but there's a
scene.
lot of people who still say, and that's been played up on a lot
Can we
of
get a
media.
Star Wars when you redo this video and we get everything like done and we're about to put it on YouTube? Can we get a Star Wars counter? Because I think that's like our 5th Star Wars reference.
It really
Can we put an
is.
SW counter just right above my head.
Well, actually, apparently,
Plus-
did you know that most people remember 3PO? I mean, you, me, and all 3 of us remember that 3PO has a silver leg.
Yes.
Throughout the entire series, pretty much.
Yes.
Unless it's like the newer ones where he has a red one.
Right.
Most people remember him being completely gold.
Yeah. Initially, for the longest time, I thought he was completely gold.
Yeah.
But again, part of that is that came out prior to my birth, so my remembrance of that is shaky at best.
Sure. Yeah, and that makes sense. And most people who actually got into Star Wars as a youngster. So you're not going to be paying that much attention to that.
But I do
much
remember him
detail.
having an all gold body, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Not what it says. Apparently. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. That was the line in Snow White. That wasn't the line in Snow White. In fact, the Wicked Queen says, magic mirror on the wall. No, she does not.
No, she doesn't. It was
She
mirror,
says,
mirror on the wall.
mirror on the wall. Who's
Mirror,
the fairest
mirror
of
on the wall.
Who's the fairest at the mall?
That's right.
Yeah.
Not
Tiffany.
you stuck up. Oh, what?
Tiffany. Tiffany's the fairest at the mall.
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, there's the Luke, I'm your father reference.
Honestly, this was the one that cut deep. Perhaps the most famous movie line in history wasn't even said. All he really said was, I am your father.
Search your feelings. You know it's true.
No, it's not possible.
Run.
I can quote that whole. I can quote it all. Don't get me started.
Let's get back into nerding. A little nerding, okay?
That's what Star Wars
Run,
is.
you fools.
Fly, you.
Fly, you fools. Mm-hmm. It's fly. It has always been fly.
Hate to
Yeah.
burst your bubble, but this memorable line was never said by Gandalf. Gandalf. Before his treacherous fall? Okay. You can clearly hear him saying, fly, you fools.
Oh yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying that he didn't say fly, and I'm like, I just watched that not even a week ago, and it absolutely is fly.
Fly, you fools. And
Fly,
then he
you
falls.
fools. Yeah. Then he's like, ah, because for some reason 9 grown men couldn't help him up off that ledge.
Right.
Hello, Clarice.
Yes.
We don't know what's scarier, the fact that we remember Hannibal Lecter saying, hello, Clarice, or the reality that all he said was, good morning.
No. No. He says hello, Clarice.
No, I
Hello,
went back after
Clarice.
we did an article in one of the previous magazines that we did, and we were talking about this stuff. And that one was I literally had to like watch the movie 4 times. I was like, no, I missed it. Where's it at?
He says hello, Clarice.
he says,
Hello,
Good
Clarice.
morning.
Of the world.
Doesn't he say it at the very end where he calls her on the phone? Is that what it is?
No,
No, it was when
he says that
shows up
maybe in the
no.
later ones.
He shows up she shows up in Lecter's prison, or at Lecter's prison, and hello, Clarice.
That's even referenced in other movies. Like,
Yes,
It is.
No, that's
It's
what makes
referenced
it
in
funny.
a lot of other movies, and I mean, honestly, think about that. I'm not going to say it like, "Hello, Clarice," if I'm not thinking of how that movie actually went.
Which is really messed up, by the way. If you guys have never seen Silence of the Lambs, go watch that beautiful, beautiful masterpiece of a movie. I love it.
I even enjoyed Red Dragon.
The
I
Mandela
liked Red Dragon.
Effect.
I liked all of them. I even kind of liked Hannibal.
The Mandela Effect is here to ruin that too. We all think of Freddie Mercury belting out "Of the World" at the end of "We Are the Champions."
Yeah, that one messed me
But
up too.
I always sing it.
never happened. However, Freddie does sing the words at the end of the song during the band's famous Wembley Stadium performance.
Okay, so
But never says "of the world" or sings "of the world," apparently, according to this.
on
in-
any studio
in-
publication.
Yeah.
So only live.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness, most of us
Remember the Wembley?
remember the Wembley because that was such a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's probably where that misremembrance comes from. So I don't know if that's more of.
Transference.
I think that's more transference than misremembrance.
Well, yeah. And this one right here is it's a Mr. Rogers.
no, you
No,
leave-
no.
Skip.
It's pedantic. it's
universe, go.
No. It's just being pedantic. Seriously, it's just, all it is just being pedantic.
Okay.
Okay.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah. You might start singing the lyric, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor," especially with the upcoming Tom Hanks film. But even the movie markers got it wrong. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Oh yeah, so more
Like I said, it's pedantic,
okay.
ultimately.
Pedantry?
No.
More pedanticness?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's words.
How many states are in the United States?
Wait, what?
How many states are in the United States?
50.
The Continental?
Yeah.
Continental?
Continental's 48.
Oh, the United States, period.
50.
Okay. Apparently, most Americans, or some Americans and foreigners alike, recall learning that there were 51 or 52. I actually recall.
I remember somebody saying 51. Yeah.
Them saying in school that it was 52. 52.
I don't remember. Unless you're
Because
including
they're
like Puerto
DC
Rico.
and Puerto Rico is what they were including.
Puerto Rico and Guam.
This is the one you and I were talking about. Sinbad never played a genie.
Yeah. I watched that movie.
Yeah, me
Right.
too.
Well, I've also seen the college humor.
Yeah, this one is perhaps the most bizarre of all. Several people can attest that they distinctly remember seeing the comedian in a movie called Shazam.
That's right.
Many argue they're confusing this memory with the movie Kazam
With Shaq.
starring Shaquille O'Neal as a genie, but who really knows? Now, and that's what we did while you were dealing with stuff, right? Whatever was happening, but he was talking about Sinbad, and for whatever the reason, my brain went Shaq. So because of the rapping genie thing,
Yeah.
right?
And the way I see this is how I remember
And
this happening.
No. If anybody's curious, I do not think that Shaq and Sinbad look alike.
No, Kazam. I remember Kazam because that's the one with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
And I remember how terrible that was.
Yes, and so was Shazam.
And then there was Shazam, which was
equally
a
as bad.
knockoff of Kazam. It was literally a knockoff. I remember it clearly because I watched both of them, and of the two, I remember liking Shazam more because
Now-
Sinbad was funnier.
Now, the great thing is, if you look up Shazam on like IMDb, the only thing that's going to come up is a Zachary Levi movie.
Yep.
Everything has been removed. Again, somebody messed up and said, new universe.
I'm telling you. And this, I actually feel like this is, as I'm a firm believer in multiverse theory, and people can scoff at it all they want to.
Hey, Marvel and DC both made a lot of money off of that.
That's right. And long before those movies ever became concrete, I mean, the multiverse has always been a thing in comics
Right.
since just like the 80s. Probably before that. But I have always looked at like deja vu as a collision of sorts.
Yes, absolutely.
So essentially, when in a universe of infinite possibilities and infinite use, the likelihood that you run across yourself converging on a timeline
which
at the
is
exact
where
same moment.
deja vu happens.
That's deja vu. So you're basically seeing yourself. You're piercing the veil, so to speak. You're literally looking across to the other side and seeing.
Oh, yeah.
And remembering something that might have happened microseconds before you're actually at that point. And so what I did for the longest time when I had deja vu was I felt like when I was a kid, I would intentionally do something so bizarre. I really would. Because I would see myself doing a certain thing and I'm like, I remember doing this. I remember being here. And so I would like backflip off the couch and kick something over. Because I'm like, I'm not repeating whatever it was that I did. I'm not repeating it because I don't know if this is my brain trying to tell me, hey, you need to change your course of action. I don't know what it is. So I would do random shit. I would yell and scream in the middle of a store. My mom would be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I've been here before.
There's a story behind that.
There really
One day
is.
we will tell you. But
Just
stay tuned.
So multiverse, man. I'm telling you. It's
I've
legit.
actually been. I went over to a friend's house. I'd never been to that house before. They drove me over there. I recognized the house, and I distinctly remember being in that house, but I had never been to that house before. And I looked at them. I looked terrified, and they were like, "What's up?" And I told them. I asked them, "Hey, does your floor plan look like this?" And I described their entire floor plan, and they were like, Dude, how did you know that?
You had a better control of your deja vu than I do.
Apparently. No, only in certain cases. I don't remember what happened in that house. I don't remember anything. I just remember the floor plan. I remember
what it looked like. Yeah.
And I'd never been in that house before.
It's super
in
bizarre.
My life.
Like, deja vu is some of the scariest feeling that you can have.
Maybe it's because my other alt universe selves are going and killing my other alt universe selves,
like
and
the
I'm
one.
becoming the one.
Perfect.
In fact, that's who he shooed away from the door.
Hey, Topher. Topher.
What?
Only you can prevent forest fires. Who said that?
Smokey
Smokey
Bear.
the Bear.
No, he didn't. Because that bear's name was not Smokey. Yep,
Next.
that's
Is
his
his name
name.
like John
Contrary
Paul?
to popular belief, his
Peter?
name isn't Smokey the Bear. It's just Smokey Bear.
Oh, we're talking more semantics.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to say, like, his name
John.
was Smokey, and I was like,
His name was John Bear.
Next, you'll be telling me that the Native American crying wasn't real either. That never happened. By the way, that actually somebody posted a video of that, of the original, and there's no tear.
Tiananmen Square.
He got run over.
In perhaps the
Yes.
most memorable moment during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, whatever, recollections of the event vary. Some say the unidentified man known as Tank Man was run over and killed, but other videos show him moving away from the scene. Now, in fairness to this one, most of those videos were shot in
China.
which is a
China. What, dictatorship?
yes, communist state dictatorship.
A
whatever.
dictatorship.
So, how hard is it to
Manipulate the
CG someone moving away from tanks and not getting run over?
Well, I mean,
I have a story.
I
about
question
that.
the legitimacy of the video to begin with, because we're talking about 19. I mean, yeah, it's a big deal. Guys protesting. That's going to make news. But unless it's from, and even then, I still don't trust half the news sites around here because I'm.
So with that one though, I literally, when I was younger, there was a National Geographic quiz thing that was like a national thing.
Yeah.
And each school participated, and I won out of my school to go to the state level on the question about Tiananmen Square because nobody else had watched the thing. That got me like a book and whatever, and like some money or whatever it was, and I got to go sit out of class and take a test or whatever to see if I would pass through from state to national level.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say I got to sit in Tiananmen Square and watch tanks come at me.
So no, but like when it comes to like questions about that, like that literally won me like an award.
Don't get me wrong. I'm reading from this website,
and
okay?
I remember. I'm saying like he's like no, he didn't, and I was like no, like that literally.
I actually remember. I actually remember that he got run over by the tanks. I do, however, also remember that the majority of the videos out there, you never actually really saw what happened. You just hear that he got run over by tanks in the videos.
Right. But that's what I'm remembering too, because I'm like, I don't remember seeing him get run over, but I definitely didn't see him run away.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
So, I got one last one.
I thought he got arrested.
Don was actually there in Tiananmen Square when it happened.
I have one last one for you, and it can actually kind of segue into our next topic.
All right.
One small step for mankind, or what is it? What's the term? What's the phrase?
One small step
for man, one giant leap for mankind. Yes, Neil Armstrong, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's actually right. So, did you know he passed away in 2016?
I didn't realize it was 2016. I knew he had passed away, but
Neil Armstrong, I thought.
Buzz Aldrin?
did.
No, Buzz Aldrin is still alive.
That's right. Yeah, Buzz is the only one that's left
Oddly enough, people had.
well, no, there's a couple others that are left.
I'm sorry, 2012.
from the lunar landing. It's Buzz.
2012. Oddly enough, people had no recollection of the aeronautic legend's death. Many fans apparently forgot or didn't notice the news of his passing in August 2012. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin was actually on the Big Bang Theory
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple of times, I believe. So
And like I couldn't remember which one would actually punch people when they would talk about like
Buzz
It
Aldrin.
was Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the one that stuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
Neil Armstrong didn't talk about anything that happened on the moon.
No.
Ever.
There was one thing that was talked about, like he would say there was one thing that said that he saw something,
And
then he shut up and never talked about it ever again.
and there was a third astronaut, wasn't
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. I
Does that person have a name?
mean, he does, but you're asking me to remember it, and I don't.
Okay.
I remember Buzz Aldrin was in the capsule, and Neil Armstrong stepped out, and then Buzz followed him.
Yeah, actually, there apparently there is a an audio track of Buzz Aldrin, I believe it is, looking out of the capsule and going, "Oh my God, they're huge, and they're surrounding us."
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip of the Sunday Night Madness podcast. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell to get updated with all the latest content from the show. If you like what we do here, consider becoming a member of geekpublicradio.com to get early access to the shows and much more. As always, stay geeky.